Oh, do we have something fun planned for today? So this little pad of mysterious paper is something I have been intending to use in a video for a while. You folks probably know what it is because I've hinted at it for like a month and a half. This stuff here is canvas paper, and today we're going to be painting on it. Now, I've actually used this stuff in the past, and it is thebomb.com, and I highly recommend it for folks who maybe are afraid to jump into painting on a canvas. Maybe you have a budget, or maybe you just want to do some painting studies and you don't want to do it on a canvas. Maybe you don't even want to do it in your sketchbook. This is another great option. Has the texture of a canvas. This is not sponsored by them. I just really like this stuff. So we're gonna do a painting today and it's gonna be a good time. Also, I got some new acryla gouache colors. So this is gonna be an acryla gouache kind of painting. We're gonna dip back into the folk art style that I used to do all the time and see where this takes us. Actually, before we jump into this, I have something I just want to share with you. All right, here's my old iPad here. I have been in this experimental mood lately where I just want to dip back into a bunch of different art supplies. You guys know for the last year, I've been like so into acrylics and stuff, but now I'm getting back into gouache and I'm probably gonna get some watercolor paints next week. Anyway, I really want to get better at Procreate and digital art too, because I really like making stickers and stuff. So I'm excited because I'm gonna take a class called Digital Illustration, Learn to Use Procreate by Jerome Vogel on Skillshare. And Skillshare is very kindly sponsoring today's video, so I just want to tell you a little bit about them. I really like using Skillshare. I've been using it for years. They really help me step up my game as an artist and learn filming techniques and just dive into new hobbies. So basically, Skillshare is this online learning community, and there are thousands of classes that you can choose from. And I have to say, Skillshare has grown so much by now that pretty much whatever you think of is on there. Like, if you want to do watercolor painting, there's tons of classes on that. Maybe you want to learn color theory and see, like, would these two colors go great together? Well, there are classes to help you with that. And then there's tons of other things like cooking and ceramics and just entrepreneurial stuff. It's really cool. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, so that means their classes have no ads. They're broken up into sections so you can take little pieces at a time, fit it into your busy schedule. I just think it's a wonderful place to grow and learn. So my first 1,000 subscribers who click the link below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare to try out. I highly recommend it. They're making it more accessible to people around the world too. So Skillshare's entire catalog of classes now has subtitles in Portuguese, French, and Spanish, and I just think that's really awesome that they are starting to add a bunch of different languages to help you folks and make it accessible. Highly recommend Skillshare. It has helped me so much over the years, and I hope it helps you too. All right, our palette is all set up. We have our brushes. This is going to be a nice, fun painting session. If you are in the mood to create with me, feel free to grab whatever it is you have and we can just have a fun, creative session together. I feel like at this time of year, life gets really busy. And as much as many of us enjoy the holidays, in hindsight, it is a very stressful thing. And I think every January, I just have to decompress a little bit. But these moments that are tucked into the holiday season, where I can just tune the world out and create, are very special. They're very meaningful. They give me time to process my own life, perhaps listen to a good podcast or watch other YouTube channels. So yeah, I'm really into the channel called Simple Living Alaska right now. They live off-grid and grow their own food and everything. And I just love homesteading channels because I love gardening. And now that we own a house, I cannot wait to garden this summer. So let's talk a little bit about my painting because I have not addressed this yet. I am painting a moth, and if you are newer to my channel, I should probably backtrack a little bit and give you some information about myself. So I consider myself to be an experimental artist. That means I go through phases and I fully embrace that as an artist. I don't stick to one style and I don't stick to one medium because it makes me feel like I'm trapped in a cage and it stifles my creativity. But years ago, probably 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, I don't know, wherever the timeline is, I was so into painting moths, and I really loved this folk art style. And if any of you were with me when I was really just jiving with that style, I did a lot of moths on paper this exact size, with the similar layout, similar limited color palettes, and I just went with it. I did some folk art, and it was really fun. I did it with like teacups and tea kettles and all sorts of things, animals and clothing. I just love folk art, but it is definitely not like a full-time thing for me. I get kind of bored if I do it too much, so yeah, that's why I only visit it occasionally these days. Anyway, I really love painting moths, and I can give you some background information on that too. When I was in undergrad, I helped with research in a lab, and basically I was doing some work with some butterflies, Lepidoptera, and it was just so cool looking at them under microscopes and dissecting them and figuring out a lot of really cool stuff for research. I mean, I didn't figure out a lot of this stuff. I was just like the busy hands. But my professor, like, he knows this stuff. And that really inspired me. And I got really into just looking at pictures of them and wanting to draw them. I did some biological illustrations, and to this day, I still just absolutely love painting them. So yeah, this is what led me to that. I'm using acryla gouache, and I used to use regular gouache a lot, but I think because I love acrylic paint, I prefer acryla gouache over regular gouache. I really like the finish, how matte it is, and how it does not reactivate with water. But I still really enjoy gouache too, so it's all good. Anyway, since it's like winter and fall, I wanted to do a color palette that reflected that and really limit my options. So what you're seeing here is a lot of like reds and oranges and blues, brown, gold, and I just thought like, wow, you know, I don't really dip into this particular color scheme that often. I usually choose like mint and pink and greens and stuff. So it was quite liberating to explore a different section of limited color palettes. And I think I might have to work with this color scheme again in the future. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to add like little weird shapes and berries and plants at the end all around it. Pretty happy with the way it came out. Here is our final painting. My goodness, it looks so vibrant in like the natural sunlight. It got pretty dark out last night when I was painting this. I really enjoyed this. As some of you may know who've been with me for a while, I love painting moths. It's something that I used to do a lot a couple years ago, but every now and then I dabble back into it when I'm in the mood. Usually I do a couple paintings in one video, but this painting actually took me like 3 hours, give or take. And after I did this one, I just felt like this is a good stopping point. And this week, we're only gonna do one painting. That's all right. But I hope this inspired you. I hope it makes you want to create something. If you stayed till the end, the comment of the day: what is your absolute favorite thing to paint or draw that you could just paint or draw over and over again and just not get tired of it? What is that for you? I'm a phasey person. It changes. Like in the summer, it's usually water. Like I could do that over and over. And then in the winter, sometimes it's like eyes. Sometimes it's like moths. I think I just get really experimental in the winter. I might have to use this stuff in more videos. It was just really refreshing, and I like that it's a nice small piece of paper. It doesn't warp no matter how much I layer. Yeah, good times, good times. I can try to link it down below. I got this as a gift from Chloe, so I don't know where she got it, but I'll try to find you a link in case anybody's curious. I will also link that free trial to Skillshare in case you want to treat yourself to some wonderful classes this holiday season and maybe pick up a new hobby. Now I gotta clean these paints up, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you folks next week. Bye.